Welcome back to Mel's Clever Crafts. So today we're making a wreath center. We're going to be using Perler beads, and this wreath center was made for my cross wreath that you can see in the upper right hand corner. I wanted to have a center that says he is risen, but I couldn't find anything, so I just decided to make one for myself, and these are the supplies that I used. And I have it all sped up because perler beads, I'm not sure if any of you have ever used it or if your kids have ever used it, but it's really time consuming. So it's pretty much just having a pegboard and attaching these beads to each peg on the board in whatever shape or format, different colors that you can use. And that's just what I'm doing here. So I started out by just forming the letters, and I have the round one, which is what I thought I wanted. I wanted a round center, but the letters wouldn't have come out right if I had used the round one. So I started to use the square one because the letters would have come out better using the square one. And then from using the square, it became what it is, which is, was this, a hexagon? Yeah. Actually, no, this is not a hexagon, Melissa. This is an octagon. It has 8 sides, right? So it pretty much became an octagon. So after I pretty much put it the way I want it, attached the perler beads the way I wanted them, based on the look I had before with ironing the perler beads, I ended up melting my board. So I heard about this method from some other person on YouTube that you can use the masking tape. So what I do now is I attach masking tape to my perler beads. No, when you're using the masking tape, you have to be very precise, because if you don't attach it all at once, you can mess up your design. And that has happened to me before. I was pretty much done just attaching the masking tape so I could iron it, and some of the beads didn't get attached to the masking tape. Some of them started to lift out of place and I couldn't fix it, and I had to just kill my whole design and redo it. So there it is. I attached the masking tape and I just tried to press it down as much as possible so that all the beads are attached. So you can see a stray bead right there. There goes a stray bead, and thank God it was only once I was able to put it back in place. But yeah, it's very tricky to use the masking tape, but it saved me from having to use a new pegboard every time. So after I attach them, this is pretty much parchment paper. They do sell ironing paper, which is, based on what I learned, it's kind of the same thing as parchment paper that you may have in your kitchen. So that's what I use, the parchment paper. Just fold it in between it and iron it. And of course, when you're ironing, you don't want it to have any steam. You don't need any steam on this. And you just want to iron around, starting at the edges to get the edges all melted and together. And you can gently fold it back like what I'm doing there. Gently folding it back just to see what the melting is looking like. You can see through the paper, but of course you want to see the real thing and see how it's looking, right? So iron it, and then after I was done, I pretty much took something heavy and put on top of it. You can use books or whatever it is just to keep it straight and not folding when it's cooled down. So this is the finished product after it's cooled down and all flattened, and me just trying to attach it to the wreath that it was made for. And I'm using chenille stems, as you can see. And it was tricky compared to other centers that I've done before to get it through. It took me a few minutes to get it through, but after I got it through, this was the finished product. And you can check out my other video on how I made this cross wreath frame, or this cross wreath for Easter. And check out the other videos on my channel. Please leave a comment on what you thought about this center and this new creative. I think it's creative technique. So if you did like this video, I ask that you share, you subscribe, and please leave me a comment. It really helps. And until next time, just check out my other videos. Bye.